Why should St. Lucians wait for Creole Heritage Month or Journée Creole to discuss our culture? We won't. On Dolor Factor Live, we're inquisitive to know why culture and traditional music appear to be dying. St. Lucia's traditional bands are fading, not only because the industry is getting smaller, but because their members are passing on. Who is there to replace them? Are St. Lucia's cultural traditions dying? Tonight on Dolor Factor Live.
The views expressed in these programs are those of the host and the guests, and in no way represent those of DBS and are not intended to determine decision-making processes. The Dolor Factor Live is brought to you by the kind compliments of Lime, Organica, A of Valmore, EC Global Insurance, G4S Service Solutions, Skin Science, Rainforest Hideaway, Mango Beach Inn, Cars for Rent, Rituals Coffee House, MAC Cosmetic, Illuminis, Transit TV, Carpet Media, Prestige Auto Holdings Limited, Ferens Dairy, Seasons Infinity Color Shop, and Star Publishing.
Hello and welcome to Dolor Factor Live. I'm Delia Dolor. Why should St. Lucia hold on to its culture? How crucial are our flower festivals in ensuring the survival of Creole music? What's happening behind the scenes to ensure that celebrations improve and survive? These are some of the questions I'll be asking my guests tonight. Many Dolor Factor Live viewers have asked us these very same questions when we meet them at our meeting base, Rituals Coffee House. Tonight we're asking you to pull out the stops and start asking questions, as our guests tonight certainly have the answers. Plus, we'll be giving away some music from our guests and tickets to the comedy Creole drama A Scream Before Dawn or A Cui Devant Jour. But first, housekeeping. Thank you so much to Dolor Factor Live's guests, Father Clovis and Bless Pascal, for last week's show on love. It was an exhilarating show with great discourse and songs. Valentine is gone, but we still have A Kiss. That's the painting on set by Gary Butt. Quite riveting. DFL would like to extend an invitation to St. Lucia's artists to contact us if you'd like your work displayed on our set. We've also got a Ferens recipe suggestion by a special DFL fan and security tips from G4S. And also I'd like to say congratulations to the Media Association of St. Lucia, who now are a reality. So congratulations to the executive and to all media workers. And now to my guests. We have three guests tonight, but first we'll welcome a man of many talents. He is mostly known for his work in music, but he can truly be considered a musical and cultural archivist, Mr. Frank Norville. Frank, welcome to Dolor Factor Live.
Thank you for inviting me.
It was a pleasure to see you walk through the door, because although I've seen you in passing, we haven't spoken in must be 30 years or something like that, without giving away our ages. But I knew Frank when I was a little girl, when I first started working in St. Lucia, and I remember at that time, Frank, you were very much into photography, weren't you?
Well, I was the government's audio-visual aids technician at the Public Relations section, GIS.
And that's where our paths crossed, and 30 odd years later, back again. But welcome, and thank you for being here. My second guest comes from one of St. Lucia's most popular and long-standing cultural bands, Mamai Lakai, a violinist with both studio and stage experience, Augustine Julian, better known as Charlie. Welcome. I've seen you performing, but we've never been able to speak, so I'm really nice to welcome you here.
It's a pleasure.
And even before the show, just listening to everything that was going on, I learned so much, and I'm sure our viewers tonight will learn even much more. Great. Well, before we go into the three in a row, I want to ask you both of you something. Just before we started, we had some Ferens dairy ice cream tasting, and I like Dolor Factor Live for this, because we never have our guests just sitting around not doing anything. They're either drinking teas or coffees or water, but Frank won't have coffee, but he'll explain why perhaps later. But we had some ice cream. Now, we had some flavors. I think we had chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, and rum and raisin. Charlie, what was your favorite flavor?
Well, since all of them are mixed up in my stomach, I reckon that they are all different colors.
So nothing stood out in terms, they were all All nice.
All welcome.
Wow, it reminded my grandmother when we wouldn't want to eat the biscuits that were cracked in the packet, and she'd say, "But when it goes into your stomach, you have to bite it anyway." But no one wanted the bits; they always wanted the whole ones. Frank, what ice cream did you like?
Chocolate.
The chocolate. Do you know we've had guests from last week, and they all like the chocolate. For me, sometimes I don't know which favorite. I think my favorite was the eggnog.
I
that they
like
had
the
Christmas.
others, but I prefer
The chocolate. Very
My
nice. Good. All right. Well, I'm hoping that was made you sufficiently relaxed so we can have a really interesting and thorough program tonight. But before we have 2 in a row. Of course, it was 3, but now I'm saying 2 in a row because we don't always get round to the third question, as our guests are always so interesting. So, Frank, I'm going to start with you. If you were a flower, what kind of flower would you be?
I will be a rose.
Why would you be a rose, Frank?
I thought that was obvious.
I don't like to make
belong
assumptions.
To the flower festivals, I am a La Rose. Although when I was at work at government, at the Department of Culture, I organized both the Rose and the Margaret Festival. So I was Rose during Rose and I was Margaret during Margaret. But deep down in here, I'm a rose.
What color rose would you like?
A rose.
A red rose, a proper red rose.
You know, the pink,
Yes.
or the off red, pink, as if, well, you drop a little white into the red and you stir it.
Okay.
And that's the rose I really like.
Okay. All right then. Well, thank you for that. Every time I see you now, I'll think of a rose, which is always something nice and pleasant. And it smells sweet, Frank.
Thank you kindly.
Charlie, okay, what was your worst subject at school?
To be honest, it's, like I said, was reading. It's because of my eyes.
Okay.
I could not focus that much on the paper. Every time I looked at the reading, my eyes go jumble up. So it was to annoy me. So it was one of my favorite subjects. But I had to do it because I wanted to continue. So I did it on my own. And
Did you tell someone about it?
Not at the moment. I didn't say anyone.
So you went through a large part of school not being able to
Yes,
see
because
properly, and you didn't tell anyone?
Could not afford to get glasses or something like that.
You didn't want to wear glasses? You see where vanity takes us sometimes? Frank wears his, Frank, you've been wearing your glasses for a while now, haven't you?
Yes.
And Frank looks good with his glasses. I reckon you'd look good
I
in
have
glasses as well.
I wear glasses also.
Okay. Good. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, now, tonight we are here, we're going to be talking about St. Lucia's culture. Now, when we say St. Lucia's culture, we're going to touch on practically as much as we can. Yes, we're looking at the cultural festivals because, as I said in my introduction, why do we wait until October before we start seeing things happening? What's happening behind the scenes? But also there are other things, maybe language, the things that people used to do before that they don't do now. Even the food. Some of the foods that were cooked then, maybe they cook them now, but they don't taste the same way. All those kind of things. So if you have any questions, anything that you want to put towards St. Lucia's culture, then you know how to contact us. Now, as we go to the break, a reminder that Sisson's Infinity Colour Shop has extended the Colour Me Mine sweep. Okay, they're based in Rodney Bay. Now, the winner is going to get a free colour scheme for a room of your choice, along with a special design. To get a chance at the prize, you have to visit the Infinity Colour Shop. But still, no worries. You can win with us tonight. We're giving away a CD from Mamala Kai and tickets to the Creole drama by Michael Fontenelle, A Scream Before Dawn. And it's playing this Saturday and every Saturday in March from 7:30 p.m. at the Folk Research Centre. To win, all you have to do is call, BBM, text or email a question or a statement or any form of contribution that you may want to give tonight. Any of your thoughts on the topic and possible solutions. We'll see you after the break.